Now, previous video, you'll know that we're talking about the good news that are coming from President Donald Trump, saying that he'll be visiting China within like 100 days in his office, which is something that is pretty exciting because, like I said, it brings out or it spikes the good sentiment, and investors who were not investing into China because of the political tensions between the two countries will be able to do that right now. Now, on this video today, I want to give you good news coming from NIO, man. NIO, apparently, they've advertised quite number of posts as they've advertised quite a number of posts on LinkedIn, and this might be signaling that NIO is getting ready to penetrate the US market. It might not be something that, of course, they've discussed in broad, but these recruitments that we are seeing of NIO, I'm telling you, it's looking good in San Jose, which, by the way, that's where the new offices are. I mean, you'll see on the screen, notice that there is a staff CPU graphics visualization software engineer that's needed. San Francisco, large model algorithm engineer, infrastructure SW engineer, staff AI infrastructure engineer, and they put also the salary brackets, but they are looking for these guys in the US, right? And this of course is something that is pretty exciting. San Francisco, San Jose, US, NIO, it's looking for these guys or for this team, which is something that might be signaling that it's getting ready to obviously penetrate the US market. Now, one of the posts I saw, I think it had a hybrid, something hybrid, which is something that might be signaling that NIO might be also thinking to sell hybrid cars in, of course, the US. You will know that after Firefly was launched, NIO said in China, Firefly will only have one model, but outside of China, which is in Europe and other countries, they might have more models, which that to me, obviously, it signaled that if they're having one model in China, outside of China, they might have that very same model, but in as a full EV and a hybrid, right? They might start making hybrid cars for the European market, because we all know what's happening with Europe when it comes to Chinese EVs. So making hybrids might be easier for NIO to penetrate or to do well in Europe. And seeing that, of course, on this post, or one of the posts that we are seeing coming from San Francisco, San Jose, is indicating, is talking about hybrid. It might, I don't know, it might be spiking that they will also use the same strategy of maybe creating hybrid models, especially for the sub-brand Firefly, to make sure that they easily penetrate the US market, which that is something that is great, and I think it signals that we need to brace ourselves for what's coming. I mean, NIO, we know that in Europe has not been doing that well. I think on a month to month, Europe constitutes to about 2 to 3% of the NIO's total sales, which part of the reason why NIO has not been doing that well is that obviously their cars are expensive in Europe. I mean, you can imagine if NIO cars are really expensive in China, how much would you pay for NIO cars in Europe? With the tariff increase, with the shipping cost, you will have to pay quite a lot, and this is one of the reasons why NIO has not been doing that well in Europe. But right now, there are cheaper brands, Onvo, Firefly, which with these, I mean, these cars are cheap, and when they take them to Europe, they should do very, very well. I mean, you will know that in Norway this year, NIO intends or plans to sell 1,500 vehicles, which is something that I think it will be possible, because apparently this summer, sometime in Norway, Firefly is going to penetrate the Norway market. And knowing Norway that 90% of the cars that are being sold there are EV cars, it just shows you, or it tells us that there is a massive potential for NIO there in Norway and other European countries. I think Firefly should be able to compete and do well, and we look forward to that. NIO is trying whatever they can to make sure that they penetrate as many countries as possible. This year, by the end of this year, we'll know that based off what the president of NIO said, he indicated that by the end of this year, they want to have penetrated 25 countries. They still stick by that, and one has to wonder which countries is NIO going to go and sell their cars. But one thing that I know as a new investor is that This time around it's different because NIO is not just taking one model to those countries, but they will be Envoy, they will be Firefly, and Firefly will be that model that obviously get or has an opportunity to even do or sell much better than Envoy and NIO. I mean, this is good news, and when I got to see this post, I thought I come and give them to you to say that those that are thinking that NIO might have to throw in the towel in the US or penetrating the US market, they have to think again, because what we are seeing on the streets right now is that there are quite number of positions that NIO has advertised in the US, which therefore might be signaling and shows that NIO is still serious about penetrating the European market. They are finding ways, or they are going to find ways to penetrate that market, which will be very soon and will reward the new investors, because we know the NIO's potential in the US. We know that US likes NIO and they will buy NIO, man, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for NIO to penetrate that US market. So yeah, man, I am excited. I am very happy, and I thought I'd give you this quick update. Tell me what you think about this. I think we should brace ourselves. Let's wait, let's see, and hopefully US becomes one of the countries that NIO penetrates very soon. I mean, this year, like I said, end of this year, 25 countries, they plan to penetrate or have their presence in 25 countries globally, which is something that we look forward to. I think the recent penetration was Azerbaijan, which was something that was very exciting and amazing to see NIO continue penetrating different countries globally, which is so great, as that will give us the growth, or that will give NIO the growth it needs. That's all from me. Do your own due diligence. These are just my opinions. I'll see you in my next video, and God bless you all.